let's talk about the first kind of buyer that you're going to run into when you're selling DaaS is going to be below the line, and it's going to be an IT manager or it's going to be an IT director. These are the men and women who are in the weeds, who are getting the work done. They really know what's going on in their company from a very low level. They really want to understand the product that you're selling. They really want to understand DaaS and how it fits into their company. So just an overview of this persona. Many times it's going to be a server hugger, which is what we call them in the IT world. They love their servers, they love their equipment. Many times they will not want to let go of them because it's a source of comfort. Many times it's a source of power for them. So know that. The next thing is they're very concerned about their budgets. So they are judged, their raises are based on their budgets, their performance is based upon whether they're above or below their budget. They're very concerned about their resources, the number of people that they have on their staff. They may want more, they may want less, they may not have enough. And then they're going to be very interested, especially with DaaS, on the performance of their applications. Is DaaS going to increase the performance? Is it going to decrease the performance? When we talk about the technical buyer, it's important to know that they're focusing on the IT requirements. They're focusing with DaaS on whether it's Citrix or whether it's VMware. What are the pros and cons of each? Are we talking about single or session hosted? Which one of these solutions is going to provide the best process there? Will we be using thin clients or laptops? What's the cost advantages of both with remote workers, etc.? So they're getting into those weeds. They want to know that stuff. Generally speaking, as sellers, we like to talk about that stuff because that's the stuff that marketing feeds us and that marketing tries to tell us that we need to talk about. It's important not to get trapped here, though. We'll talk about that later. Now remember that the technical buyer is very focused on costs, very focused on budgets. And this is tricky with desktop as a service because DaaS is not necessarily less expensive than doing things on premises, as having laptops and desktops. It may not be the cheapest solution, which can get you, can really get you tied up here with the technical buyer. You really have to speak to the value and try to get above the line to be able to speak to the value there. It comes down to security in many cases. So your job is to get through the technical buyer and get to above the line. They want to know the features, the speeds, the feeds, how will it work, how will login work with DaaS, how will they be able to administer it? What will their visibility be? That's where the portal, that's where the rapid scale portal comes in. It makes their life incredibly, incredibly easier. It's a great feature to sell. What will the user interface look like? When you're talking about Citrix versus VMware, the user interfaces are very different. Below the line, they'll really care about that. You can sell that. What is the quality of this solution going to be? You have to paint the picture in how much quicker those applications are going to get through. It's not going to cause any downtime. It's going to work really quickly, really effectively, and obviously one outcome is that it's going to meet their budget. Let's talk next about what the project is about for this IT buyer. Remember, this IT buyer is thinking about themselves. At middle management, it's about them and their product or their project. Above the line, it's going to be more about the company and the vision and future of the company. So with the technical buyer, it's got to be about their project, how it's going to make them look like a champion and a hero. It's a personal win for this buyer. This project is about fixing something that's broken. It's different above the line. It's different with the CEO or the CFO. Things are broken. Will DaaS be able to fix it? It's taken me hours to ramp up a new employee. I don't have the people for it. My Windows updates are taking forever. My Windows machines are out of date. They're not secure. They're not patched. I've got remote employees that are flying blind. Will this fix it? Yes or no? Once again, those are the things that we like to talk to as salespeople. Their concept of time for an IT buyer is not the future. It's not a year from now or 2 years from now or 3 years from now, which is where the C-level is at. These men and women are in the right now. So you have to talk with them not about what next year looks like or 3 years from now. You got to talk about where they're going to be tomorrow and how they're going to be able to sleep tomorrow, not worrying about not having enough employees or having their desktops are patched and not having security vulnerabilities that are, could potentially have them out of a job if it hits, if they're not using DaaS. So remember that these men and women, they have a lot of power, but it's limited power. And what I mean by that is that while they don't have the ability to approve your project, the folks above the line have the ability to approve the project. They can veto the project, or they can keep you from getting above the line. And the deal's done at that point. So your goal below the line, in summary, is talk about the features and the benefits with these men and women that allows you to get above the line. And we're going to be talking about that in another video.